What is up, everybody? I'm back with a new breakdown of the pro match. I will show you some of the spots, tips and tricks that the pros use that you can start using yourself right away to win more games in Rainbow Six Siege. I also want to say a big thanks to all my new subscribers after the last video. I really appreciate it. If you don't already subscribe, just smash the subscribe button here below so you don't miss any of my weekly Rainbow Six Siege guides. In this video, I will break down the Rainbow Six Siege Invitational PC Grand Final between Continiuum and Era. So, let's get right into it.
Fuser often up by this end. Very long range angle there held by Kanine all the way through the site.
When defending the workshop, you can see, in this case, Kanine sitting inside bathroom. They had a castle on this door to give him some protection from the side, and he will stand here, watch over the bomb here, just wait for people to come in here. I'd also be able to provide support if someone drops down, but this was the main angle that he was holding. And this is how it looks for the attackers when they come in. This is where the shots are landing. Back there was the position.
It's not the most valuable one, but it gets it done. It slows them down a little bit more. Snake makes his way all the way up to the very top roof. It's not often you see players go up there. Into CCTV, they move Canadian and NVK. They were both droned as they stepped across that gap, so the knowledge is there for the attacking team. Can they do anything useful with it? Can they get it open? Can they get in there themselves? Still up on the roof, Snake with that buck DMR looking to try and find an angle into the office. Canadian dug deep inside CCTV. Young's still there on Snake's drone. He does not know where it is. It's rare to have it in this gap up here.
The CTM seem to be slotting the...
Next up is a drone placement from Snake Nade, where he basically put the drone on the roof of border and just go up here, jump down, and as you can go 360 degrees around here, you can see the entire offices. You can see where they are posted, what they have set up, and how you're going to attack this. And here you see how it looks for the defenders. But if you go over here, you can spot it, so it's not like invisible in any way, shape or form, but it's a place where you rarely look. Most of the time you go like this, you don't look up there. But even if they shoot it out, you got some excellent information on the entire site, where they are, how they set up. Just report that into your team and you will have some very useful information on how to take this site.
They only have 50 seconds to go, and this is the situation they were in before. Tried to push too late, tried to push too quickly and aggressively into Necrox's.
Next up is a pretty common strat, but very useful strat. If you have a roof hatch, for example like this, that you don't want them to use, you don't want them to drop down here for you and surprise you. You can open up just around it. This way, if they try to go with Thermite over here to open it up, you can shoot him. Even if they do a Hibana to open it on a distance, they can't surprise you with the drop, because you will see them before they get there. Maybe you can even shoot them, at least damage them, but you will know when they are coming for that drop. So now we are below, down in the workshop. This is the hatch. As you can see, it's very open, so if someone's tried to get near the hatch here, you will see them.
Front doors already, and now Era have already all fallen back towards the lower floor.
Now this is interesting. Continuum not bring...
Most of the time when you come down the yellow stairs here, you usually find someone standing here, peeking through the white van. What Avian was doing was sitting a bit more aggressive in this angle, because as long as the garage here is not opened, this angle is much safer and it's much harder for the attackers to see.
Yeah.
So this is how it looks for the attackers when they're coming in. You see much clearer there. Down there it's very hard to see someone sitting behind there, because the windows are tinted, so it's hard to see.
Put him on the cautious foot instead. Now it's given King George a chance to move away, and well, he has rotated around and down. Continuum have droned inside and gathered a bit of information, and now look like they've changed their mind about where it is they want to push, exactly where it is they want to pressure. We still have Necrox holding this window, making sure no jump out comes from there, as Canadian is droning in through the window himself. George has rotated back around, they detected outside. Here's a quick peek out from Slash from Visa. Doesn't do any serious damage, takes nothing as well. And Avian has been spotted. He realizes this now and ups and moves away. Avian once again up on the window.
And here it is.
Reinforce that wall because this allows this. Avian in the back of the site is going to be picked off from Canadian and Connector. Minute 25 on the clock and we have our first kill in this round.
And I was trying to say earlier, if you do not reinforce that wall, you can get an easy line of sight onto the back closet in B, which means that now there is no defender actively holding that site. It should be easy for Continuum now to rappel straight in through the B windows, and we'll see how they handle that.
Yeah.
So this is a nice play by Canadian. And they attack in the Consul office. Because the defenders have not reinforced this closest wall. So you just open it up. And as you can see, you can pretty much cut off the entire B here. Because you see all the way in there. And as long as you have someone protecting you from runouts, you are very good here. So it's hard for the defenders to defend B when this is open. I will show you. So this is how the defenders see it. As you see, the entire site is open here. Usually you have the one playing inside here. He can't sit there anymore when this is open. We have that angle in on him. So most of the time you will see the defender will drop and try to rotate. And that's why you always should reinforce this closest wall, so that you don't allow people to hang from this window, open this up and just dominate B.
Do have that Hibana and Buck. They can easily open up the drops. They can open up behind White Van. They can open up above pipe and pillar. But they just haven't done that.
Next up, we have some rotation souls. They are very common when defending the garage. See this in most of the pro games. This game was no exception. They both did it. So you have one over here, so you can easily rotate out. And especially this one is good because this make it so you, as a defender, you can move in and out of the objective without the attacker seeing it, even if they open up the garage, because you're hidden behind a white van.
At that fantastic 3K, he just couldn't peek out to stop the plant fast enough. But now,
very nice try there. As it is, though, Era have the lead. 3 rounds to 2, and they're upstairs again inside Tea Room and Karaoke. Once more using this shield and hole in the wall. This time they've moved the hole in the wall a little bit further towards the corridor and put a reinforcement up here. So if they lose control of drum, it may not be as catastrophic this time. Canadian, here we go, as you talked about pushing straight in. MBK has finished off Snake, and now Kanine is on his own. Pinned inside the A site, they know where he is. Great flick up takedown MBK. Looks now for Canadian towards Geisha, but the plant is going down inside the A site.
So we move over to Skyscraper, and one thing that a lot of pro teams do, they use rotation souls. They always want the freedom to move, and they usually want the rotation souls so the attackers don't see them. So this is a setup that they did twice up here. So they reinforced the closest wall. This hole can either be here or a bit over here, and then they put the shield here, because when they're attacking this objective, the Tea Rooms, they're gonna come through Geisha. This is a key room up in here, so they're gonna come through here, and when you have that shield, this way you can rotate between Tea Room and out here without them seeing you.
Sure, so they're still cautious by going inside. Kanan's still holding this angle. Does only tag MVK as he moves into the site. Avian's been finished now by Canadian, and it is 5 attackers v3. Eclipse, though, will trade back by taking...
Speaking of rotation souls, this one is another one that always went into place. This fills 2 functions, or more. One is when you have defenders, for example, up here, holding the above. If they need to rotate down, they have a very quick way in. But also, they use it as a defensive strategy, because they play Kanine back here. So when the attackers try to push through there, they are open, they are vulnerable from the side here. So they use this hole both for rotation and for the defense.
They could be looking really, really good to hold that side this time over. Putting them on a second match point, series point, championship point after this round. Holes being made in the floor here by Avian. They did leave those sealed last time around, so he's opening them up now, giving Slash a way to help from above while he stays on in.
The holes they open in the roof are very smart, because this kitchen site is very hard to keep. And you will see, at least in higher ranks, you will see people coming with the shield here, cover it, and then we try to put the bomb right here in this corner. So the shield will cover him and he will plant behind the shield. But that's when you have the holes here. This way you can shoot them from above when they try to do that strategy. And to show you how it looks up from Geisha, you see, that's the corner where you usually plant. That's the door where they come in. So to deny this push, you need to control Geisha to take them when they try to go in here.
Okay, Necrox is hanging onto the Geisha window like you asked, making big holes in the wall to make it easier for them to deny this drop. The rest of the team has gone downstairs and are looking now to pressure into the bomb site itself. Snake and Eclipse, while upstairs still, cannot affect this drop with Necrox on this window, and that has given the rest of Continuum confidence to actually pressure in towards the bomb site.
As I said earlier, the Geisha room is key. It's key when you try to hold tea room, it's key when you try to hold kitchen here below. So what they did in this case, when they were attacking the kitchen, to deny them to use, for example, any holes here to shoot down on them, or use the hatch to dominate the kitchen, what they did was they placed one guy here. And he was holding this area from the rappel, denying them to be in this room. He also shut out the wall here, which meant he denied the rotation for them, because as long as he can stay there, as long as he can keep that angle, they can't rotate by here. Of course they can, but they will be shot. Or at least, even if you don't kill them, he can report that they are coming, for example, that they are rotating down here through this hole. So this was a key play in this match. This was one of the plays that won Continuum the title, because this was the overtime, this was the final map. Air was playing good here, they were playing aggressive upstairs. Continuum cut them off, denied them the top floor, and won that round, and then won the entire game. So always key to keep Geisha, and by doing it on the rappel here, and especially if you use Black Bear, they use Hibana in this case, but both works. Like if you can deny Geisha, you have won a lot. That's all for this time. I will soon be back with more pro match breakdowns, so don't forget to hit subscribe here below so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Also, if you haven't seen it, I already done a breakdown of the Era versus Envy match from the Invitationals. I will put the link in the description here below so you can have a look at that.